Reacting live to a Reaper rework idea someone in my community sent me. If you want to send me your own rework ideas or hot takes or anything like that, the link to my Discord is down below. And also don't forget to subscribe. I have plenty more of these kinds of videos on my channel, including some of my own ideas as well. This is a Reaper rework. So you've sent me a couple before. So building off the feedback from past reworks, Sigmas, which I did because I like Sigma and I didn't think it through. You don't have to defend yourself. It's okay. And Life Weavers, which was good but didn't tie well together. I wanted to rework Reaper, a duelist who cannot duel, a tank buster who is only sometimes effective. That's true. Yeah, let me talk about my problems with Reaper, right? You said it right there. He is a duelist who cannot take duels. He is the worst 1v1er in the DPS category, it feels like. He has to leave in order to win. He has to leave whenever he gets forced out. His lifesteal doesn't work effectively on squishies. He can't stay in fights very long against them. He is so niche. He has nothing to it. He can't get to the backline. He's too slow. His range is too limited. He is a tank buster. That is the only thing he is used for. That's it, right? That's Reaper. That's the problems with Reaper. So this rework here aims to make Reaper feel more fun to play as and to increase his effectiveness as a close to mid-range dueler, as well as enhancing his scary aesthetic. I like that. The changes allow people who play Reaper now to still play him in exactly the same way, but also open up new opportunities and strategies. Careful with exactly the same way. You don't want to make the tank busting style that effective, you know? So be careful with that, but we'll see what we have. The rebooting. Lifesteal decreased from 35 to 30%. That definitely helps with disincentivizing him from shooting tanks because he's not going to be as sustainable in the front lines. Hellfire shotguns spread reduced slightly. That just makes him more fun, right? The higher spread, he gets to go further away, not be as in danger when he takes some fights. Don't get too overboard with it, but slightly, that's probably okay. New ability on right click, Mark of Death. Fast projectile. Applies fear for 5 seconds. Scared targets. Cannot see character. So characters affected by fear. They cannot see character outlines. Have the sound of all abilities, attacks, footsteps, and voice signs quieted. Ooh. Cannot see Reaper while he's in Wraith form. Oh. Okay. And Reaper's lifesteal is increased to 40% while attacking them. 10-second cooldown. Let's break down the fear thing. Okay. Scared targets, they cannot see character outlines. I don't get this one very much. I guess it's like what? So you might shoot your own team. I feel like that's just going to be more frustrating than it is interesting. You already have plenty of things that fear does. If that's the one that gets cut, I think that's fine. 2, have the abilities, sound of abilities, attacks, footsteps, and voice lines quieted. I kind of like that. So people can get more you can get more stealthy with it, and it's going to be harder for people to react just for a second. I think that's an interesting idea. 3, they cannot see Reaper while he's in Wraith form. So giving Reaper some kind of invisibility against them, that's scary because you're not going to be able to hear him when he uncloaks. Like that's a lot. Maybe not this one. Maybe that's a little too much. But I see the idea. It's kind of cool. And 4, Reaper's lifesteal is increased to 40% while attacking them. Gotta be careful. This can definitely just be abused on tanks, right? And make it even better for Reaper against tanks. So you do have to be a little careful here. 10-second cooldown on the Mark of Death. I think, personally, I would reduce the cooldown a lot and have the fear apply for less amount of time. 3 seconds maybe, somewhere in that ballpark, so you can use it more often, because I think 10 seconds is a little much. Because if you miss it, then it's like, well, what do I do now, right? Oh, let me look at the notes. This would help him... Did this just pop up, or am I blind? Anyways, this would help him to single out a target to take out, but also help deal with Widows and Hanzos who are out of his range by decreasing their ability to locate him. That's a good idea. This is a good idea. I didn't think about it like that. that you can help get yourself in indirectly without better movement options. You can just make it harder for them to even understand that you're coming. That's interesting. I think that's a cool idea. Okay, Wraith form, 70% movement bonus instead of 50, and he can hold space to hover. Okay, cool. I think that's fine. Shadow Step kind of sucks. I see you have some changes to it. So Reaper being able to leave and like actually get vertically move himself in the heat of battle, probably a good idea. Probably cool. So I'm here for that as well. Shadow Step. Cast time. Oh my god, I missed this. It needs a bit of a speed buff. And the hover would allow him to cross some gaps. I consider giving him free flight or the. Oh, can he go? Oh, he can't go vertically. Okay, that's fine. That's probably better with what you're probably gonna do the Shadow Step. I consider giving him free flight or the ability to rise, but thought that was a bit too much. Okay, yeah, I think that's definitely harder to do. Let's see what you did the Shadow Step to make up for it. Cast time decreased on each end. Good. It's worthless in the state that it's in right now. When it finishes casting, he gains a Shadow's Shroud, which gives him 25% damage reduction for 2 seconds. Interesting. I think that's a fine way to make aggressive TPs more viable, other than just like super early ones. I think that's fine because he's still going to be susceptible to CC and everything when he comes out of it. So I think that's a good solution to make Shadow Step usable. That's good. It stops him from being shredded by a Tracer or popped by a Widow as soon as he emerges. I think that's fine that he is going to take damage when he comes out of it, but just the cast time being reduced is definitely going to help. You don't want to just make it so that he can TP anywhere regardless, right? Which again, I guess like if you CC him, that it stops that. So you know what? I like that. Death Blossom. Duration decreased to 2 seconds, but increased if he gets a kill. Plus 1 second for the first kill, plus 0.5 seconds for the second kill. Okay, so diminishing returns. I don't like Death Blossom. I don't like it in general. So I would change it outright. I think this might be a controversial opinion. I don't think Reaper should be able to be in Death Blossom. I mean, I think it's worse for Reaper for him to be in Death Blossom longer because he's very like he can't get out of it and he's exposed really often. So, even if he got one kill, like being in it longer is not I think a great thing for him. I guess the duration was decreased, but like you get a lot of damage early, right? So I don't think there was any problem with the duration. I feel like the problem was just like if he gets on top of you, he just kind of gets a free kill. Ability to cancel, yeah, I mean that's fine. I think the problems with Death Blossom are just like the surprise kills, right? So it's nothing about the duration. It's just he comes out of nowhere and it's like Barrage, right? He comes out of nowhere and gets one and then he's just kind of sitting there. So if you cancel it, that's fine. Yeah, I think canceling it would make it better. And then you have this so that like if you do a bad Death Blossom like that, like a bad one, then he doesn't get any value out of it. So I'm okay with this. I think this is a fine change. Problem with Death Blossom is that it's too iconic to be replaced. I guess. I feel like you could just rework how it functions. Instead of it being like all around him or I don't know, maybe it should be much more effective closer to him. So that you have to really get the positioning correct. That could be interesting. That could be another way to do it. But as long as he shouts "die, die, die," true, that's what's iconic. I don't know if Death Blossom itself is that iconic. But yeah, "die, die, die" is the thing. Means he has to be slightly more strategic, but it also makes it more deadly. I don't necessarily think it makes him more deadly, and I think that's a good thing. I think Death Blossom is a weird ult. Okay, yeah, I think I like this. I think I like most of this. Again, you got to be careful. I don't see anything here that stops the tank buster playstyle. I just see a lot of stuff that encourages. I see a lot of stuff that does encourage getting on squishies and winning fights like that and getting around and flanking. But again, I don't know. It might still just end up being more effective to be the tank buster. We'll have to see. I mean, I say we'll have to see. It's not like there's potential for it. So this is definitely a good push, and some really cool ideas here. So thank you for sending it in. I liked some of the stuff you came up with. Thank you so much for watching. One more time, the link to my Discord is down below. If you have any of your own ideas, anything like that, go ahead and send them to me. I might make a video out of them. Again, also, do any of that good YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. It does really help me out. I really do appreciate it. These are streamed live, twitch.tv/Lane Hemingway every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I try to do as many discussions as I possibly can every single time I go live. So there's always something to talk to me about. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.